Assalamu alaikum, comrades. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be looking through every page of this fashion magazine from 1948 to 1949. So it is a yearly catalog of everything you could buy for every season. And it is from, as you can see, Tallinn, which is the Estonian SSR at that time. Here it says Moda and Moed, if that's how you say it in Estonian, because this entire catalog is in both Russian and Estonian. Mode or moda meaning fashion, right? Maybe you find this a little silly. I think some people have harsh opinions when it comes to the place of fashion in history, but I think it is one of the more humanizing aspects of it. And if you can get your hands physically on something, the tactile learning of history, be it through fashion or living history, can be very valuable. I also think this will dispel some myths for you as far as what kinds of clothing and styles and silhouettes were available to the Soviets, since in the Western world we like to pretend that they were behind on everything and fashion didn't exist. So if that's interesting to you, let's get right into it. Alright, so as you can see on the front page, we have a woman and child, and a little chest back here full of garments like scarves. Now this will go through all of the seasons, and it includes men's fashion, women's fashion, and children's fashion, but with most all-encompassing catalogs when it comes to clothing, the majority will be women. So I apologize if that doesn't interest you, but hey, you can wear whatever you want. So the very first page, as you can see, it's a little bit damaged. Maybe you can see, I don't know how great my lighting is. Please, if you are appalled by how I handle my old documents, keep it to yourselves. I'm not the most careful, but I try. This was a bit water damaged. There's some markings on here. The front cover even has some pen marks, but it's very old, so it's to be expected. The first page here, we have some textiles, and you'll notice because this is from Estonia, there are more regional designs in embroidery and decoration. And you can definitely see that here with some more Baltic styled things. And we start with the autumn. This is in Russian, and I'm assuming this is how you say it in Estonian. I don't know Estonian, but yeah, okay. Scarf to signify that it is getting colder, and some leaves falling, and this lady looking off into the distance. And then page 6 and 7 is when you really get into the meat of the fashion. Now this is interesting because this is all workwear. You can see a little factory off in the distance. Some coveralls for both the men and women, and some apron protective kind of clothing. Really love that. I'm not sure how much commentary I can provide on the actual clothing itself, but I hope if you see something you like, you can tell me down below and maybe pause to take a closer look if you want. Lots of pockets. He's got a pipe while he's doing his work. And yeah, everyone looks great. Again, you'll see down here, everything is listed in both Russian and Estonian, but I will not read that to you. We're here to look at things. So practical workwear, I like that. Is it autumnal? I suppose. More women's wear. A little bit more fancy. We got dresses and suit sets of the time. 1940s is great for suit sets. This little vest thing, another vest. Cute. I like the hats. As a lady who wears a hat every day, you know, a headscarf. I appreciate the time before hats went out of fashion. And again, you'll notice, again, the embroidery is a lot more Baltic-y, if that's a word. Now this page, 10 and 11, has a lot more outerwear going on. The suit sets now include jackets with fur, nice outdoor warm hats, some luggage and purses. This almost looks like a raincoat with a hood. Perhaps some iconic Estonian buildings that I am not aware of. I really like this suit set. And this sort of swing coat right here. Everyone looks great. And some more coat suit sets. Definitely like this one with the big buttons. Another swing coat. This one's really interesting that there's fur right on the sides. What do you think? Next page, 14 and 15. This one has a lot more detail. For every season there is one section that's a lot more shaded and detailed, perhaps to signify it is more extravagant clothing, I'm not sure. It's got a batwing suit set, really nice vest. I need to get a vest. Very Beetlejuicy avant-garde kind of jacket going on. And a water tower, it seems. This almost looks like it's a house coat given the embroidery. But yeah, everyone looks great. Estonian SSR knows what's up. And here's the children's fashion. Often it's very similar to the adult fashion, but shorter. Look at his socks. Those are nice. A little hat. Almost has a tubatieka kufi thing going on, which would be popular with all peoples around the Soviet Union after the war. And some men's suits, some pinstripes, some checkered stuff going on. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Definitely less interesting. Sadly, I wish men's fashion was more interesting, but suits are suits. These ones are a little shapeless, but I prefer the more boxy, shapeless look than the very tight. I like this one with the belt. Yeah, he's got a hat. He's holding a hat. He's holding a paper. Perhaps an issue of Pravda. We'll never know. One thing I really like about the guy's outfit is that he's got some socks over his pants. I actually really like that. This is very fancy. And again, he's got a little kufi almost going on. But everyone's got some nice warm hats. All right, 22 and 23, we got all the winter outerwear, lots of fur. This looks like her top underneath matches the pockets in the jacket. Some more buildings. You got like a very Soviet bloc kind of thing going on here, and then a very neoclassical Stalinist building right here. I really like this, like where all the buttons and fastenings are very like extreme and overt. It's something that is very turn of the century actually, especially in like the Edwardian era up into the 30s, but then less and less so moving forward. But I really like when they have buttons and fastenings being so prominent and large. It's really cool in my opinion. Yeah, lots of fur. Makes sense. It gets cold out there. With some skiing outfits. Honestly, to me, they all look very gender neutral. Like, anyone could wear any of them. Oh, she's got like a headscarf like me and then a hat on top. I like that. There's some stains. I have no idea what that is, but, you know, someone was thoroughly enjoying this page, I guess. Some more socks over the pants. I like that. This is a cool sweater vest. Oh, and a little bonnet. Look at her scarf. Apologies if you can hear the sirens. I live in the city. Now for page 26 and 27, we have almost a pile of knitwear going on. Some knitwear sets, like a knitwear dress. Very, very fuzzy and fluffy tops. Interestingly, with vintage fashion, this is the most rare to come across and the most expensive to acquire. Perhaps not a lot of it survived because it is cozy and people wear it all the time, or perhaps it's just really hard to recreate. So the market of reproduction 1940s knitwear is just inherently more expensive, but I really like all of this going on. All seemingly women's wear though, but of course you can wear whatever you want. Oh yeah, now we got the smoking jackets and pajamas, house coats, got some Beetlejuicy stuff going on. He's straight up smoking in it. And yeah, some shirts, tie, sock sets. Fun. Look at the embroidery. We should embroider our stuff with our initials more often these days. And now we are on to page 31. Looks like we got some more winter dresses where they look definitely more thicker, Perhaps they are dress coats, I don't know. This again has the very overt large fastenings and buttons, so I really like that. That's really nice. You know, my biggest complaint is that there's not a lot of diversity in the drawn models. Of course, you know, maybe this is meant to be, these are the Estonian people, so they all look very northern Baltic. But there would definitely be people from all of the republics working within all of the republics, so in a modern eye, it does look a bit boring to just see the same blonde girl over and over again, but I mean, it does read Estonia, I suppose. On to the next. Here we have the fancy dress. Not a fan of that. I am a fan of the maxi stuff. As a woman who dresses modestly, I look for that when it comes to leftover vintage fashion, true vintage anyways. Yeah, this looks almost Central Asian in design. Not sure if it's purposeful, but I like it. And very unconventional hat right there. Fancy dress. All right. Next is the shoe page. I believe this is shoes for all of the seasons. This looks like the center page overall. And you got some winter overboot stuff and some sandals, and overall 40 shoes for women and men were very, very chunky. Next we have more men's fashion. This looks like something you could easily find today, although there are some heavy shoulder pads, as you can see, something that was prominent in the 1940s for men and women's clothing. A lot more suit-like, militaristic, and structured. Got some flat caps and some not flat caps. Don't know what those are called, sorry, but I love the flat cap. Socks over the I love that. I love the socks over the pants. This is nice with the little belt, very militaristic in style. Some winter jackets, again, nice variety of caps here, especially this one. These just all look very comfy and cozy. Bland compared to the women's clothing, but practical and nice. Ooh, these are nice winter jackets with the fur collars. He's almost got a papaja going on up here. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that, really. Oh yeah, springtime. So over here we have some women's spring hats, purses, and gloves. That just looks like something I'd put cereal in, but you know, she likes it. She looks like a cowgirl, but you know, it's, who am I to judge? You do you. This has some fur trim. It's still cold out there. This is nice. This is like mix and match tops and bottoms for women. Again, some of the embroidery on here is very Baltic-y, but definitely lighter fabrics than we had previously. Short sleeve as well. Some spring suit sets. Ooh, I really like that. Lots of pockets, very utility looking. Some nice fluffy fuzzy hats. I straight up have this outfit. You can tell the skirts are a bit shorter again as compared to the winter clothing, so meh, not my thing. But these are all just fantastic suit sets and silhouettes. Aha! Now we have the lounge coats and dresses, and also some fancier stuff. Again, this is the detailed page yet again. This looks almost like a welder's hat, but like up. I'm into it. She looks cozy. Love the short swing coat right there. And these are just, as I mentioned, house dresses and the kind of thing you would wear when choosing your outfit or lounging at home. You can see she even has her hair tied up in a scarf. Nice. This almost looks like teenage clothing, perhaps. More dresses and suit sets for this spring, and more obnoxious hats. I hope they were actually that large. IRL, these of course are all drawings, so who knows what the actual clothing looked like. And now we're back into the summer. I guess there's a scarf for every season because it is cold, you know, before global warming. Okay, we got the teenage play outfits. He's got all this embroidery, Baltic embroidery with matching embroidered socks. Heck yeah. He's just straight up got a robe and some short shorts. I'm into that guy. And yeah, just some clothing to play on the beach in, I guess. Some more Beetlejuice stripes. I'm into it. And the summer dresses and suit sets with short sleeves and light flowy material. I love that. The collar. I'm not the biggest fan of summer, so I'm not as interested. So I'm not a huge fan of these dudes lounging and enjoying their time on the beach. Look at this little visor though, and scarf on his neck, hand on the hip. He's having a blast. Very short shorts over here, and there they are, illustrated off of a body. How very, very European. Again, some smoking sort of outfit with a little pipe hanging out. Not sure if that's the best way to store your pipe, but you do you. Yeah, he looks like he's still very cold with a turtleneck and suit, jacket, and pants, yet slightly more flowy on the beach. This looks like there's another factory in the background. Maybe in today's eyes, it doesn't seem the most ideal to have like factories and some suspicious clouds over the factories, but this is again before the extreme effects of global warming and the human involvement in that, and the image of a factory producing whatever in the background was more to signify production, right? Like, they are not behind, they are producing, they are creating, they are innovating, and they are also employed. So it wouldn't have the same negative connotations that we associate with a factory smoky background on the beach. Different meanings, different times, so on and so forth. All right, more fancy dress. This is again the intricate, more shaded page. Some more buildings in the background. That's very poof. I would knock so much shit over if my skirt had that much poof and stuff on it. Big hats, big dress, big fun. Oh, I would wear the shit out of that. Look at that bib thing going on. This is my favorite thing, I think. Love that. Not sure if these are house dresses or fancy dresses. I'd wear it as both. They got the fancy neoclassical Stalinist building in the back, and I would wear that in that Stalinist neoclassical building. Heck yeah. Ooh, some more beach fun. Her beach towel is straight up fur with a hood. That's great. Very, very wannabe Viking-esque, and I'm into it. Got some bathing suits, some very summery dresses without any sleeves, another bathing suit back here. Ooh, this one has a removable skirt and there's shorts underneath. Little overalls, pockets. They look great. I'm just not a huge fan of summer stuff. Oh, more stains. Oh, I'll get to the staples in a bit. Well, it's more prominent here, as you can see the stains from the staples, you know, the infamous spy story of a Western spy caught in the Soviet Union because their documents had staples that weren't rusting, as they infamously did, because they weren't made of stainless steel. Yeah. Okay, anyways, children's summer clothing. Very, very short shorts and skirts for that movement, running around and play. Straight up baby clothes. I kind of like it though. I'd wear that. It's maxi, it's got a frilly collar. I'd wear that as a grown adult. It's modest, you know. Some more embroidery for very, very regional. I like it. Oh, he's got like a little, is he like a farmer boy? And that's the end. All seasons, all dress, all fur for every season in the most northern Baltic state. Yeah, and again, everything's credited in Estonian and Russian. And let's take a look. Oh, as you can see, Estonian SSR right there. And the back page is a pile of clothes, scarves and gloves and hats. Yeah. So what do you think? Is this what you expected from a yearly issue, 1948-1949 Estonian SSR fashion magazine? What would you purchase? What did you hate? Let me know. This is one of my favorite things in my collection, just because I don't have any other all-season fashion magazines, and I do really love 40s. I'm really into 30s and 40s fashion, definitely my favorite. And during and after the war, you do see that militaristic suit dress style, and I'm very into that. So, yeah. Anyways, comrades, I hope you enjoyed. Please be inspired by history, and all of my links are going to be down below if you want to support me on Patreon. Please remind me to close my windows next time so the crows don't talk to me. If you can hear that, I apologize. I do like the crows though. They're very nice. One once attacked my hijab, and I'm convinced it was the shaitan. Anyways, have a nice day. Goodbye.